Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Hannah, and on my channel I do anti-MLM content. I also have a clothing reselling business on the Poshmark app, and so I post a lot of reselling and Poshmark tips and tricks videos as well. Today's video is another MLM top fails, which I'm very excited about. I don't really have much to preface this video with. I don't really have anything to say at the top, so let's just get right into it. First video that we're going to be watching is of two Arbonne reps. They did an Instagram live together, and they are debunking the myths about multi-level marketing. These are probably my favorite types of videos to react to because they're in a way kind of taking the things that people in the anti-MLM community are saying and trying to like debunk them and prove them wrong. And their attempts to do this are pretty much never successful. Multi-level marketing is a very difficult thing to defend, and so I appreciate the effort, but I just want to show you how even them thinking that they're like really doing something and really debunking the myths of multi-level marketing, this is like us throwing down our Uno reverse card and we're going to be debunking the things that they think they're debunking.
Okay, hi everyone. Kendra and I wanted to come on live tonight and just like chit chat about network marketing and like a lot of myths that we hear like commonly all the time. So we made a list and that's why we're here. And we want to keep it short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Okay, I feel like preface this with I absolutely love I said I just have to preface this with that I absolutely love talking with Chelsea because every single time she opens her mouth, I just laugh. Like it's so, I don't know. Anyways, yes, we're going to talk about some network marketing myths.
Straight to the point. It's fine, straight to the point. Yes, talking about network marketing. Our thoughts tonight were like, we hear so many people say like different things and different beliefs around network marketing, and we just kind of wanted to like break them down because they're things that we've experienced in the past too. So I feel like Kendra wrote out a list and we're just gonna like bump back and forth, super like chill. What do you think?
Okay, so basically one that I actually haven't gone in frequently, but I know that a lot of other consultants or a lot of people hear this is that they find that like starting your own business is expensive. The products are expensive. It's overpriced. So I just wanted to kind of get into that one because I feel like people make those remarks without even actually hearing about the opportunity or hearing about the value of the products of whatever it may be. Obviously tonight we're talking about Arbonne because that's what company that Chelsea and I have our business in. But essentially like my viewpoint on that is for Arbonne, it's a very, very minimal startup fee, under $100. So depending if you're American or Canadian, what the price point is. And there's no required like big startup bundle. So if you think about going into like everyday life and you want to start your own business, I can guarantee you it's going to cost you a lot more than under $100 to start your own business. And you are going to be required to purchase all of these things that you're going to need for your own business. With Arbonne, there is no introductory bundle that you have to purchase. You literally just pay the startup fee and then you can get going with that to work your business.
Isn't that kind of alarming though, that you just pay Arbonne $50 and all of a sudden now you're like a business owner? But that $50 fee is exactly that. It's just a fee. It doesn't get you anything. You don't get anything for that money. In other companies, you get like a starter pack of products or that money goes towards buying some inventory. MLMs are slightly different company to company these days. Some of them require you to hold inventory, some of them don't. So usually if you're paying this upfront cost, it's going towards something. Like I said, if your company holds inventory, you're buying a pack of products to start selling yourself. If your company doesn't hold inventory, then it's framed as like, here's your starter pack of products that you get to try for yourself. But in Arbonne, you just pay $50 and like it goes into the void and you don't get anything from it. And at that point, can you really even count it as like being an investment, like being a business expense? Because I do feel like we see a lot of MLM reps being like, yeah, you have to invest some money up front. I don't know, this almost feels like more scammy to me than companies that require you to purchase a starter pack. Because it's almost like you're paying Arbonne $50 for the opportunity to become a salesperson of their products. Like you're paying for a job. You're not investing in anything other than the opportunity to start selling Arbonne's products for them. I don't know. I don't know what's worse. I would be interested to hear other people's thoughts, because is it worse to pay a smaller fee, a $50 fee that doesn't go towards anything, or would you rather spend a couple hundred but in return you get some products out of it? I don't know. I honestly don't know what's worse or like which one I would prefer.
And then as far as like if anyone were to say, oh, the prices are overpriced or like I just don't think that's in my budget, I always like to like explain with everyone the value of Arbonne. So Arbonne has, for those of you that don't know, has been around for 41 years now, and we have done so much testing. It's third-party tested through the Mayo Clinic down in the States. We follow European standards and have done rigorous research on the ingredients that we're using. We want to be zero waste by 2025. So I just like to go into depth about the value that Arbonne products actually are, and that's kind of how I talk about the price point and whether or not people think it's too expensive or overpriced. Chelsea, I don't know really what you say to people when they say that.
Something about what she said there really caught my attention. She's trying to explain the value of Arbonne, right? And frame Arbonne in the best light. They're this wonderful company and their products are worth investing in. And she said, our products are third-party tested by the Mayo Clinic down in the States. You guys, I Googled every single combination of Mayo Clinic, Arbonne, third-party tested, and nothing in the first 5 pages of Google comes back to support this claim. There is zero information on this out there that I could find. I even went to the Mayo Clinic website, and in the search bar, I just typed in Arbonne, and nothing came up. Similarly, if you go on Arbonne's website and type in Mayo Clinic, nothing comes up either. I did stumble across this one pin on Pinterest, and it seems to be associating Arbonne with the Mayo Clinic in some kind of partnership or something, but it honestly looks like someone just created this on their own, and when you click on the link, it takes you to a dead web page, so I really don't know. I'm super confused about how this rumor came to be, because it can't be all based on this one pin on Pinterest, right? I would hope not. I don't know why she's saying Arbonne's products are tested by the Mayo Clinic, because it's false. They have no evidence to back that up. In my research, though, I did find that the Mayo Clinic doesn't endorse brands or certain products either, so it's not like they're giving their stamp of approval to Arbonne as a company or anything. I would just love to know where they are getting this information from, because I can't find it. If you can find it, please let me know. I would love to see it. But at this point, I feel like wherever this rumor came from, it was not from a reliable source.
I think it kind of depends on whether you're talking to somebody about the expensive piece of the products versus maybe the business. So when somebody talks about the business, there's relatively no risk. Just to kind of play off of what you were saying, $49 US or $59 Canadian to start your business, and that's it. Arbonne never tells us you have to buy X, Y, or Z, which I think is cool because a lot of people have interest in nutrition, a lot of people have interest in makeup, so you really get to build your own business around what you like, which I think is cool. In terms of the products, I think that it's super simple, and just saying that you kind of have to compare what's expensive or what's inexpensive. Why, I don't know why I'm using so many air quotes, but you basically have to just look at what you're actually comparing it to. If something costs, $5 and another product might cost $30, you have to ask what had to happen in order to have the value of the product to be $5. You have to look at what they're actually putting into each product, and that's kind of how it was explained to me, and that's how I understand it now, and what I tell other people.
If you ask yourself why Arbonne products are so much more expensive than other comparable products on the market, it's because they're being sold through a multi-level marketing business structure. That's it. One of the biggest misconceptions about MLM products is that they are expensive because they are of the highest quality, which could not be farther from the truth. MLM products are only expensive because you have a whole string of people that are all taking cuts of that profit when it sells. There are so many levels of middlemen here that Arbonne needs to account for that when they're pricing their products to begin with. Arbonne is still looking to make a certain amount of profit at the end of the day, and if they have Deborah's downlines who all taking cuts of it, they need to account for that in the starting price. It's the MLM structure that makes the products expensive. It's not the quality. It has nothing to do with the quality.
Okay, next one is I don't know how to sell. So I will start with that by saying that I never grew up in a selling world. I am the most shy, introverted person. I love being at home with my own company. So I honestly did not come into this at all with a selling background. And the way that I look at it now, and I tell my team and stuff, is that sorry, I'm just reading the comments as we go. The way that I think of it is you're not selling somebody a product. You're literally sharing an opportunity with somebody, or you're sharing a gift of the business. Maybe you're saving somebody, a single mom, stay-at-home mom that's not making ends meet, and they really need this opportunity. So for me, I don't look at that as hey, I'm selling you a business or I'm selling you some products. I'm looking at like, hey, I'm sharing this gift or this opportunity with you. So I think like the main thing when you're thinking about like, I don't know how to sell, is it's a huge mindset shift. And the great thing about Arbonne is there is so much mindset work that we get. And that really helps with our mindset around like selling versus sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the girl on the bottom is just putting her foot in her mouth repeatedly over and over again. I know you can't see their facial expressions, but my impression of this interaction, my impression of this video is that the girl on the top, she's just sitting there so stoic, and you can kind of see in her eyes like, shut up, shut up, shut up. Usually on these calls where it's like two people from the same company or the same team doing a live together, one girl will make a good point and the other one will be like, yeah, totally. They'll be like nodding and like giving encouragement and being like a hype girl. But in this video, the girl on the top is just giving nothing. And I'm totally making assumptions. I have no idea what's going through their head, obviously, but that's just my impression of it, like based on this video. But because it's live, like they can't redo it. They can't be like, wait, cut that part out. We don't want to tell them that it's all about the opportunity and not the product. Anyway, so yeah, tell me more about how it's not really about selling product. It's more about recruiting people. It's more of a sharing business than a selling business, huh? Stay-at-home moms are the primary target, huh? All you have to do is engage in the mindset training given by your upline, and then you'll see the difference between selling and sharing. Interesting.
I think like one thing that's like really significant in when somebody may say that like they're not good at selling something, there's this take home point that one of our uplines, Carly, shared in a call that we like had on a training one time. And she said something along the lines of like somebody saying they're not good at selling and her being like, that's awesome, because people who already believe that they know everything about selling and everything about network marketing have no room to grow. So if you have room to grow, then that's the best part of this. So that's like super important to know that you don't have to have like any kind of background in selling at all. But then in addition to that, yes, we sell products to build a business, but that's not actually like what we're doing. We're actually recommending and sharing products that we love with people. So like we're like sharing genuinely what we actually love to use. And I think that that's a big difference. Like I'm never recommending products that I haven't actually tried and that I don't actually know how to use, or like I don't, have a personal experience or testimonial with. And a lot of people don't. I know that you don't either. So I think that that's like, people just have to, they're already sharing stuff that they love. And so that's all we're doing, is just sharing things that we love.
Okay, let's rewind this a little bit, because at the beginning you were saying that it's so easy, it's so cheap, you just pay $50 and now your business is up and running. But now they're saying that they don't sell products that they don't love and that they haven't tried and that they don't have a personal testimonial and experience with. So which one is it? Can I start selling Arbonne for $50, or do I need to spend a few hundred on products so I can try them before I sell them? Arbonne is a big company too, and their products range from like skincare, hair care, body care, cosmetics, wellness. They have a baby line. Arbonne has right around 150 different products, and if you tried and tested them all, you would be spending well over $7,000. Of course, I'm not saying that every Arbonne rep is going to try every single product, but I would like for these reps to make up their mind. Like, is it cheap and easy to start this, or do I need to be dropping a lot of my own money on product first? This kind of has me thinking that maybe the argument can be made that companies that require you to buy a product pack are quote unquote better. None of them are great, but those are probably better than these ones where you're just paying a fee. Because yeah, it seems like you might be paying this low startup cost to begin with, but no matter what, you're still gonna have to buy product. So like,
yeah, I was just going to say that, like, how often do we go get the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks when it comes out for the season, and we share it on our social media? Like, that's exactly what we do with Arbonne. However, we're earning an income from doing that. So what's the difference of sharing the brand new pair of jeans that you got or the Starbucks drinks that you got versus sharing your Arbonne products that you're using every single day? The only difference is you're getting an income from one versus the other.
Exactly. And that's all it is. We're just sharing about products that we love. So if you're, really nervous about selling something, like if you can share about your favorite t-shirt or your favorite mascara, then you're already doing what we're doing. You're just doing it differently. That's all. Totally. What else have you got over there?
My favorite part about that segment is that she's like, what else you got over there? Like she really did something. I cannot stand the pumpkin spice latte cliche that every single MLM hun uses this time of year. I swear, it must be in their contract somewhere. Come autumn, you must compare how posting about a pumpkin spice latte on your Instagram story is the same thing as selling an MLM product. It's gotta be written in there. Find me the fine print. You should be able to post about whatever you want on your Instagram story, especially a pumpkin spice latte if you want, and not be shamed by an MLM rep telling you that you sharing products you love on your story is the same thing as what they're doing in their MLM. Because you know what? I'm not recruiting other people to come to Starbucks and buy a drink and post about it just like I am. It is not the same thing. You can tell this drives me nuts. I swear, this is MLM Top Fails 13. I probably have talked about this in every single one of the videos until now.
Next one is I don't have time.
Oh,
I know you answer.
I like this one. None of us do.
No.
So I think that like another like take home point is that we all have the same amount of time. So one thing that I think again stood out to me like a long time ago in a call was that this business was designed for people that don't have time. It was designed to be able to fit into like the nooks and crannies of your day. It was designed to fit into space around having kids, around having sports, around having a full-time job so you could build it. And so I think that if you don't have time, you just have to be aware of the time that you do have. We have 20 minutes to scroll Instagram. I know I do. We have 20 minutes to hop on Facebook. We can watch, 20 minutes of Friends or whatever it is that we watch on Netflix, which everyone has time to do that. So you definitely have 20 minutes. We always say, like, if you check out your screen time, there's your time you could be working your business. It doesn't have to be hours. You're not working 8 hours a day on a network marketing business. It's not how it's designed.
Absolutely.
I feel passionate about the time.
Yeah, I agree. It's really just like realigning your priorities. Are you happy with the way that your life is going right now? And if you're not happy, then where is your time being spent? And if it's not being spent on something productive and like changing your life, just remember that you're choosing that. So you need to like reprioritize and look at where you're spending your time and where you can shift a little bit. And then Arbonne is great because you can fit it into the pockets of your life. So I mean, it's not like, okay, I'm going to sit down at my desk and work for 8 hours straight. Maybe today what it means is you're taking your kiddo to the park and you see another mama at the park with their kid and you start talking while your kids are playing, and all of a sudden you find out that she's also struggling and is looking for some stay-at-home work, and there you go. You just shared Arbonne and there's your work for the day. So it's not like you need to set 8 hours out of your day to do Arbonne. You can always find time to put it into your life if it's a priority to you and you want to make that change in your life.
Exactly. That's it. It fits in. And like one disclaimer, because we're focused on like Arbonne specifically here, we have like, our daily method that we follow, and you can fit that in 20 minutes of your day, and that's it. So if you can commit that each day or every couple of days, you definitely have time. We all have time.
Wow. I just love this message that we're sending, that we should be preying upon moms at the park to join our pyramid scheme. Love that. What a wonderful tactic to be spreading and teaching others. If you're a mom at the park, watch out, because the Arbonne Huns are coming to get you. I do agree with the idea that you make time in your life for the things that you're passionate about, for the things that matter to you, for the things that you feel bring value into your life. And you can truly be so productive and so efficient in a single day if you're doing things that truly matter to you. But the issue arises with multi-level marketing because people don't want to join an MLM. They don't see the value in joining Arbonne. People don't want to fill up their pockets of time throughout the day working for a business structure that has a proven 99% failure rate. People don't want to be busy sun up to sundown using all of their free time to try and sell Arbonne's products and recruit people into Arbonne, when at the end of the year you look back and you realize, oh, I spent way more money than I actually made. So if somebody turns you down and says, sorry, I don't have time to join Arbonne, that's because they know that Arbonne won't be adding value to their life in a way where the reward is worth the amount of effort.
Okay,
Done.
The next
Mic
and
drop.
the last
We
one.
have time.
The last one that we have is I don't want to feel like I'm selling to or hassling my friends and family all the time.
Okay, wait, I have a good one to start. I
Use
used this example with somebody yesterday, and it's always like, you'll have heard it. So I remember somebody sharing about, like, if you were to consider this to be a business just like any other kind of like storefront, like brick and mortar business. Let's say it's a hairdresser, like you're opening a styling shop. That's not what it would be called. You know what I mean? You're opening a store.
A barber shop.
Whatever you're opening, right? Where people get their hair done. You're not expecting your sister, your mom, and your cousin to come in for a haircut and a cut and color every single week in order to keep your doors open. You're always like branching out and you're meeting new people. And that's exactly what you're doing in this kind of business too. Like your friends and family can't be expected to spend like X amount of dollars to keep your business in business. That's basically it. So that, yeah. What do you think?
I was thinking about this question actually or this myth, I guess, on my way home from work. And my thoughts were like, I am so grateful that I don't rely on my friends and family to keep this business afloat, because I have met some of the most rad, cool people doing this business, and I would have never, ever met them before Arbonne. So like, I think that it's amazing, and like it's such a cool opportunity that you don't rely on your friends and family, and that you're not required to always hassle them, because it gets you out of your comfort zone to really meet some really, really awesome people that you probably would have never, ever met before. So I agree with what you said. Like, you can't, if you're opening a hair salon, you're not going to rely on your family to keep you in business. Same goes for Arbonne, but also like, again, mindset shift. Think of it as an opportunity to meet other wicked awesome people. And if you're like, I don't know how to do that, like that's part of our team training, is that we do teach you how to do that and how to network and how to get out and about, whether it's online or in person. That's what our team is for, to teach you how to do that.
Exactly. And I think like lots and lots of people have like, you know, lots of support from friends and family, but the point being that you also don't need the support of your friends and family, because a lot of people aren't in a position to be able to, like, you know, in a monetary way, be able to support your business. That doesn't mean they don't support you still. And so I think that that's really important too, that remembering that you can like have that opportunity spread across like brand new people.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. And
that's
if your
all
friends,
of the ones I have.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. I was just gonna finally say, like, just if your like friends and family are going to be around, like, I actually just wanted to comment on this like one more time, because I have heard this recently too, that your friends and family, like, they do support you, but they're not going to be the make or break of your business. It's just exactly on that mindset piece that you just said. Like, you have to decide that whether they, like, I'm bringing back the air quotes, support you or not, doesn't make or break what you're going to do. So I think that's huge, because we really value like what other people, especially our close friends and family, think of us, and that shouldn't be a deterrent for you.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, but yeah, I think those were like our top 4. Like, there's probably a shit ton of myths that
and
are
probably
around.
People like watching right now have ones in their head, but those are the main ones that we get. So really wanted to touch base on those.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you breaking them down with me, my friend.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me over here.
Oh yes, happy to have you here in my bed.
Love it. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I do agree with what they're saying, that you can't rely on your friends and family to keep your business afloat. You just can't. That's not a successful business model. Speaking from personal experience, I sell clothing on the Poshmark app. I have sold over 700 things, and I can count on one hand how many of those sales went to people that I knew. And that is 1,000,000% okay. That's to be expected. I don't expect the people who know me to be my main customer base. However, this is why cold messaging is so prevalent in MLMs. The people in your inner circle, in your closest friends and family, that's called your warm or your hot market. These are the people that it's going to be really easy to pitch it to. They're probably going to support you. They're probably going to buy something. They probably won't always join you in the business, but they love you and they're going to do whatever they can to support you in some way. So people get into MLMs and then they start selling product to their friends and family, and it's like, sweet, like, I think I can do this. I'm selling product. This is great. I'm making a little bit of extra money. But eventually your hot market is going to dry up, and those people aren't going to want to buy from you every so often, just like they use with the hair salon example. And that's where you're forced to turn to your cold market, to strangers, to people who have no idea who you are. They have no interest in your product. They have no interest in your opportunity, but you are going to them and you are pitching it to them. If you're in an MLM, people are not actively seeking out whatever it is that you're selling. Customers do not come to you. You go to the customers. You go out there and you find your customer base. In businesses that are not MLMs, there's typically a demand for that product, or else it would go out of business, right? There's a demand for that product or that service, and the customer base builds itself up naturally. You don't have to fight for those sales. You don't have to be messaging strangers on the internet and get turned down 101 times just to have somebody say yes finally. But honestly, if I think about this a little bit deeper, The main concern that people have, or the main myth about network marketing that they're trying to address, is that people don't feel supported by their friends and family for doing something like this. They added that financial twist to it, like, oh, your friends and family can't be expected to financially support your business. Which, yes, that's true, but I don't think that that's the core concern. I think that that's the way they interpreted it, but what people really mean is like, MLM has a bad reputation, and my friends and family don't want me getting involved with something like this. And let me make one thing very clear, is that the people that have your best interest at heart are typically your closest friends and family. So if you go to them and you're like, hey, I think I'm gonna join this MLM, and they're like, you know, I've heard a lot about these MLM companies, I don't think you should be getting involved with them because of XYZ. Please believe them, please listen to them, please trust that they are telling you what they think is going to be the best thing for you. You should never favor the opinion of a stranger who's trying to recruit you into an MLM over the opinion of your loved ones. We're moving on. I know that last clip was very long, but I felt like there were a lot of very important things that needed to be pointed out. Anyway, on to the next. This one is a reel. I can't play you the audio, but it's the song Jealous Girl by Lana Del Rey. And it's just her looking very menacingly into the camera. And it says, when randos tell me Monat is a pyramid scheme, but don't know that I'm an attorney who has been professionally trained to research and argue. And then her caption says, don't bother arguing with me. First of all, she's an attorney. That's amazing. What a huge accomplishment. Secondly, if you are professionally trained to research and argue, how did you end up in a pyramid scheme? I searched high and low on her Instagram page and I can't figure out what kind of an attorney she is, but I do want to recognize that just because she's an attorney doesn't necessarily mean that she knows all of the legal ins and outs of pyramid schemes and how MLMs use very careful terminology and how they use loopholes in their compensation plans so that they can function as a legal pyramid scheme in the eyes of the law. It's just a very perplexing reel because she's flexing that she's an attorney and she knows how to argue, but I honestly don't see how you can argue that MLMs are ethical and that they should be legal. I know people try, okay, people defend MLMs like their life depends upon it, but to this day, I'm still waiting to see an argument that's valid or that makes sense. I have yet to see a legitimate, valid rebuttal to the things that people in the anti-MLM community bring up. We can be like, hey, did you know that 99.86% of people in your company don't make a livable wage, and if you make more money based on recruiting than you do on selling product, that's the indication of a pyramid scheme? And she's like, I'm an attorney, don't argue with me. And it's like, okay, but you didn't disprove any of the facts, you see? MLM companies are so difficult to defend. And I would venture to say that just because you're an attorney and just because you went to law school doesn't mean that you can talk your way out of how these things are unethical. I would love to see a post, a reel, an Instagram story, an Instagram live of her coming on there and truly explaining in legal terms how these things are okay and how they're not pyramid schemes. Because for now, until this point, all of the content that's out there from people in MLMs is just, you're wrong, but I'm not going to tell you why. I don't have any facts to support how you're wrong. You just are. All right, moving on to the next one. This is also a reel and it says, I'm going to go start a business and make so much money. And then it says, don't forget to work. 95% of people forget to. That's why they fail. The caption is even more gaslighty. It says, people that quit network marketing and then say it doesn't work are the ones who didn't work. People who quit network marketing and say it's a scam are just upset that they didn't get rich by doing nothing. Network marketing is a real business model, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means you didn't work. I think that this one post has every single victim-blaming one-liner that I have seen any MLM rep use ever. I would love it if we could stop blaming people who quote-unquote fail at multi-level marketing. We need to remember that this business structure is specifically and strategically designed so that only the people at the top make the money. Multi-level marketing doesn't work if there are not multiple layers of people stacked on top of each other. For people at the top of the company to be making money, there has to be people at the bottom who are losing money. That's just the way it is. That's how it functions. That is the entire purpose of the business model. And once you realize that, you're able to frame these failures of people in a different light. The people at the bottom of these companies are actually the most essential part of the entire scheme working. The people who are framed as failing are actually succeeding in exactly what the business model was designed to do. These people aren't lazy. They didn't forget to work. They're not sitting around waiting for a get-rich-quick scheme to take effect. People at the bottom can work just as hard, if not harder, than the people at the top, but the reputation of the company, the fact that there's an oversaturation of people all trying to sell the same product, and the rise of the anti-MLM movement, all of these things have a massive impact on a person's success as the years go on and as these companies get exposed. It's always going to be harder for the person who joins today than it was for the person who joined 10 years ago when the company was brand new and nobody knew about it yet. I really wish that we could stop placing blame on people who quit network marketing, because they are not failures, they are victims. And with that, on that note, that's all that I have for you today. I'm feeling a little heated, I need to go relax, I need to go eat something, but before I do that, I have a comment shout out for you. All Life is Travesty says, when I heard that Monat Hun talk about how their oil is a blend of 13 essential oils, I instantly thought of KFC's secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. Oh my gosh, that's so good. If your comment can make me like actually laugh when it pops up on my phone and I see it for the first time, there's a good chance that I'm gonna include it in a video. And with that, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one real soon.